Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at stacks. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you are enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description below you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff here. So with stacks we do have quite a bit of information here, but the problem here is we don't have a clear-cut five-wave structure here. So we can potentially argue that within this we have something like this where there's a five-wave move in here. It would then rely on looking at this as a diagonal to the end here, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 like this. So we do just get a little bit of a cross here on that. However, the structure is not great. Actually, we'd have to look at this fourth wave as being there so that we have that zigzag within that move. So, it leaves a little bit to be desired. So we can also argue that potentially we could actually complete into this high, and if we do look at it into there, um, there isn't really great structure for an impulse unless we had an extension within the fifth wave, and all of this is the fifth. So what we'd be looking for then is potentially as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all of this becomes a fifth wave to the upside. So that's the only real way I can look to count it as an impulse. And what we would then be looking for is that the potential to the downside is actually, let's look at the bullish one. So within this, then we'd be arguing that this is our A wave high, and then this is all potentially a B wave to the downside, where this becomes an A, B, and a C down into these lows. So within this, now there's a little bit of awkward structure in the beginning of this move here as well, in this move here. So we can't really count it as a diagonal because the waves don't follow the rules. So it is possible we could have an additional 1, 2 like this, where this becomes a flat correction in here. So that is a possibility, which would mean that our count would have an additional fourth and fifth. So we're going to be keeping an eye on it. But effectively, if we wanted to be bullish, what we want to see is a nice clean five-wave structure develop here to the upside in this wave 1. And then we'd be looking for this retracement for wave 2 into this zone. Potentially, we're going to go over the micro counting, but this could eventually lead to a bigger move to the upside here, potentially towards this 1569 to this 1019. So that's looking at this in a bullish way, looking for this to look to progress to the upside. So this move relies on holding this 20 cent 60. If we lose this 20 cent 60, then we would have to chalk this up to being a corrective C wave, and then we'd be looking for a new low. So we're going to discuss that as well before we go into the micro counts here. The other way that I'm looking at this move is that potentially we are not completed, because if I throw this so let me just throw the support and resistance on. So this would be a typical B wave, this 2266 to this 0869 zone. So you can see we've actually come up into this zone here and we've hit that 50%. So in theory, this could be enough for us to look to move away like this. However, we also need to be aware, I've just drawn this. So I mean, this channel is just theoretical at this point. It's not being confirmed, but off of these lows and projected it onto these highs at the top here. So we also need to just be aware that we could see something here where we have this as an ABC potentially. We could see this as a connector wave within here, coming up into this zone here of the 1767 to this, $1.7967 to this $1.1214 range. And if we do get a rejection off of here, and then we actually move down and we take these lows, then my preferred count would actually be that we are still within that potential B wave. And that would be looking at this move more like this. And we'd be looking then for rather the possibility that we could be looking for continuation to the downside. So that depending on how high we come up here, like I said, this would be our potential rejection zone, this $1.79 to this 12.14 range. So there are a couple of interesting zones here. This golden pocket actually sits right here on this 1.2312 and this 1.1214. So somewhere within that zone would also be an interesting area, as well as the fact that obviously we can argue that we do have the possibility of a channel up the top here. If I come in here, we could move this down to the bodies potentially, and then that would actually put us closer to that mark as well. So just keep an eye on that if we do move up here. Sometimes these channels can give us a little bit of idea where this could go. So within this, basically what I'd be looking for is how we react after we complete this structure. So like I said, if we're looking for that bullish move, what we want to see is that retrace, potentially come back maybe towards the center line of this channel, and then look to actually move away in a bigger structure. So I am anticipating that we're going to see a bit of a retracement here. It's going to be important to see how we react off of that. One other thing we need to be aware of, like I said, we could have this additional leg here that we haven't accounted for. So we'll have to just be mindful that if we do get a 5-wave move completed and then it finds support again in this zone of this previous 4th wave, we could see one more push to the upside. So keep an eye on that. Um, Within this, like I said, it depends if we get how high this X wave comes. But if it came to this golden pocket ratio or area rather, then we could look potentially to this 1329 as a target zone. We could also see this would then bring us down into the golden pocket of this move off the low point to this high. So it's worth keeping an eye on this area if we do start to break down deeper. I'd be very interested to see what happens around this 1515 to this 1356 if we do get that low, in fact. Um, yeah, but I mean, really, any of these zones can offer us support on the way down. We'd have to see, pay attention to the subwave structure. Okay, so let's look at this in the possibility that we are looking for this breakout. So the way I'm looking at it, let me come down into a smaller time frame here. Actually, let's go 4 hour. There we go. So currently the way I'm counting this move is that we have this is a 1-2 here, and then basically we are in this circled third wave currently. And what I'm looking for is a decent rejection. I want to see a decent rejection to the downside, potentially coming back towards this zone of this 758, 78 at the higher end. And this maximum would really want to come down to this 52.49. If we start to lose this lower range here, then effectively, it becomes less likely we're going to get this continuation to the upside for this 5th wave. If, however, we do see a rejection down here in 3 waves, then I'd be looking for that continuation to the upside of this 5th wave. That 5th wave, depending on how deep we come here, could potentially come up towards this $1.4630 to this $1.1896. So we can see that would actually put us within this rejection zone and potentially also put us into that zone where we would interact with that channel. So it's going to be an important zone to watch out for. It is going to potentially give us some resistance in that area. I'm just trying to see if we've got any swing. No real major ones. There's this smaller high here, but nothing major. But all these are higher up. Just looking for if there's any possibility of that swing failure. But yeah, basically what we'd be looking for is this continuation to the upside for this 5th. So now, if we do get this move as it's marked out here, where we look for this retracement for this 4th wave here, and then this 5th wave up into this zone, what we're going to have to watch is this retracement to the downside. If we obviously once we get a completed move here, we'll be able to work it out more accurately. But if we did move up into this zone, what I'd then be looking for would be that possibility of finding support again between the 63.72 to this 51.31 zone. So that would be looking for this possibility of actually coming back down here, finding support, and then pushing up one more time. So we have to be a bit cautious on that if we do start to reject after this move to the upside here. So, like I said, for the bullish case, we'd be looking at this all as a wave 1, and then we'd be looking for this as a wave 2 to the downside. So depending on how high this comes, we can look for this potentially to come into this zone here, and look for that support zone to sort of be reached by coming into this 5107 to this 3025. But we'll have to update you with a more up-to-date area once we actually get a confirmed breakdown. So within this as well, there is that possibility that don't know where it's gone. There. So looking for some target ranges for this 5th wave, we've actually already come past the 618. So another interesting area would actually be this 3618, which sits also up here at the lower range of this box area, which would be this $1.1897. So that doesn't mean that we have to actually just move directly up there. Now we could see this drop to the downside and then this additional push up. So it is possible that we could see some extensions within this. So we just need to be a little bit careful of that. But if we do move to the downside here, that would actually put us quite nicely in the line for actually moving up to that 3618. And then really, if we start to move past that, it would be looking towards this 4618 potentially as a zone. That would be an interesting area if we do actually push up that high um, for completion, because it would actually put us right in the range of this swing high here. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Okay, so that's what I'm currently looking at for this move here. I just wanted to turn these all off and then talk about the possibility that we could actually see. I'm going to keep that on. Uh, we need to just be aware that there is always the possibility for extensions within these moves. So looking at this current move here, we can argue that this is potentially a fifth wave completed within here. We can count this. We can count this from this low as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that could be completed. We could also argue that this is 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to find a fourth and a fifth wave here. So if we are looking at that secondary option where we're going to look for push one more time up, basically we don't want to lose this 3750, and potentially we could be looking for this range here of this 382 to this 50%. So basically coming back and retesting some of these areas. If we do move down just in a three-wave structure here, it's possible we could then look for that additional five-wave move to the upside. So yeah, keep an eye on that area, that 382 to that 50% of this move. If we do find support there, we could be looking for another wave here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then from there, what we'd be looking for confirmation that we can't get any more extension, is we actually want to sweep this low. For as long as this low remains here at this 6506, there is always the possibility we could form this move as a five-wave move. We come back down, find support in this area here, and then look to push back to the upside. So this zone currently off of this high would be this 8259. However, if we do move up, sorry, 8259 to the 7206. However, if we do move up one more time here, then effectively it would change the support range, and we would still have to look out for it on the way down though. That's just looking for the possibility of extension. Sometimes we can get these moves play out where we do get an extension in here and then actually we're still within this third wave. So keep an eye on that. What I'd want to see for a fourth wave is a more substantial um, move to the downside here, where this sort of comes down like this as an A, a B, and a C, but starts to take a bit more time, matching the similar sort of size as, sorry, the wrong correction, similar sort of size as this one down here. So keep an eye on that. It's good to have corrections that are similar in duration when we're looking at these structures. Sometimes it doesn't happen exactly the same, but it is possible. Well, most of the times they do are at least a little bit similar. Okay, so this is what I'm anticipating. Like I said, I do think this is potentially towards the end of its legs here. Obviously, we can always get extensions, so just be careful of that. But a breakdown from our current locations is 8259 to the 7206. That could lead us into another move here where we form a 1, 2, and then we look to push up higher. Um, we'd only have confirmation of that by actually pushing up a lot higher though. Basically, if we had to complete here and then have a 618 retracement, what we'd then have to do, let me just remove this. What we'd then have to do is actually move up past that 1618 off this current level. So that would be this 16952. So, we don't have that move yet, but there is that possibility that if we do find support in this area, we could actually look to rally up again for another fourth and a fifth here. And then that would basically just push this third wave up higher again. And then we could look for the potential of the fourth from higher up. But yeah, I mean, I am anticipating this fourth wave. I mean, that's my most likely count at this point. Really, it's only confirmed by taking this fourth wave low here, though. And like I said, we don't really want to lose this 5249. If we start to break down more impulsively here, and we take this 5429, it becomes more likely that this is going to fail as a fifth wave here, and then all we would really have is three-wave moves up to the upside. So we'd have to be cautious because three-wave moves are corrective, and they normally indicate that we will be continuing with the trend. And the trend that came into here was down, so we need to just bear that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Also in the description you'll find the affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis for our trades. If you don't have an account with them, using the affiliate links to sign up does support the channel, and we do appreciate it. There are deposit bonuses. More information can be found through the website by clicking on the links below. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.